name is Josephine Efa Chukuma, and I'm the Executive Director of Project Alert on Violence Against Women. Today we're going to talk about COVID-19 and sexual and gender-based violence, especially as it affects women and young girls. Currently, the world over, humanity is dealing with this virus, and countries are all trying to deal with it. In Nigeria, and indeed the world over, COVID-19 affects everyone, but it affects women and girls disproportionately. Why is that so? That's the case because in trying to deal with this virus and contain it, the key steps being taken include stay-at-home orders, isolation, and when you talk of isolation and talking about stay at home, then you're basically talking about people, families being in one place for as long as possible. In Nigeria, for instance, the federal government on March 30th gave it lockdown on 2 states, the Federal Capital Territory and Lagos State, meaning that families have to stay indoors, husband, wives and children in their apartment. You don't know the size of the apartment, how many people are therein, and then one can best imagine in situations or in homes where already there was some form of domestic violence, where the abuser and the perpetrator at least looked forward to that work time away from home for some respite, for some break. Now they don't have that. So they are stuck in this space 24 hours, morning till night, coupled with stifling, dwindling economic issues, whereby having to stay at home and you don't have money, you don't have an income. For a lot of families, they are daily income earners. For a lot of families, the women themselves are the income earners, whereby they feed their families from what they sell that day, from what they market that day, and all of that. All that has been denied them. That now exposes them to more violence. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. A lot of young people walking around their neighborhoods, doing nothing. These are some of the issues that COVID-19 poses in communities and in families. So as this is going on, as we're trying to find our way around and adjust and respond to the constantly changing dynamics of COVID-19, it's important that we pay attention to what it poses for women and girls in the home. And as such, we call on everyone, we call on government especially, to ensure that there is a good response system on ground. For instance, in Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, it's important that state and non-state actors, service providers, those who actually are in the forefront of providing services to abused women and girls, are allowed to move around in order to respond to these cases. It's also important that in testing COVID-19, the criteria for the test has been used now needs to be expanded. If a woman, for instance, is seeking shelter because of abuse in her home, it's important that the test should be allowed to have that COVID-19 test, because no shelter would actually take in any abused woman now without knowing if she's positive or negative. Because if any shelter takes in any abused woman now into the shelter and she turns out to be positive, it means that organization is also contributing to spreading the virus. We all need to be responsible, we all need to act responsibly, and as such we're calling on each and every one of us, and especially government, we're calling on faith-based organizations, we're calling on traditional rulers, all stakeholders to please pay attention and give some thoughts to the issue of how COVID-19 is impacting on families emotionally, physically, financially, and otherwise.